Hello my friends and welcome to Mystic Star Magic. I am so happy that you are here. Oh my goodness, it's the time again of the month. It is a collaboration. I am doing a collaboration with some amazing readers. I will read their names. And the topic is past life lessons. So we're going to see what lessons you learned your past life and whether they're kind of in here or how they deal with it right now in this lifetime. Okay, so let me just read out all the beautiful readers that are doing collab with. Boima, Divine Starseed, Celeste Simone Tarot, Fairy Tales and Cocktails, myself, Mystic Star Magic, Cosmic Empress 333, Carmen Alexi, your intuitive bestie, and Be Love and Tarot. So those are amazing readers. I like to watch their channels. I watch a whole bunch of people cards, not so much lately, but I still do love them. So welcome to my channel. If you're new, if you're coming from some of the other readers' channel, thank you for being here and trying me out. And for my old friends, just welcome back. And if you want to know about all the oracles that I use and the tarot that I have, all that is in the description down below. In the description down below, you'll also find information about how to book a personal reading with me, and also if you want to donate to the channel. And there's more information down there, so just check it out if you care to see what other information I have down there for you. Alright, enough the jibber jabber. Let's show you group 1. This is group 1. That's a beautiful card. I actually think all of these cards are beautiful. So this is group 2. This is group 3. And this is group 4. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. Close our eyes. Clear our mind. And now as we exhale and open our eyes, choose whichever path draws you to it. Alright, let's do this. Hello, my dear friends. Oh my goodness, you chose miracles. So I love this energy for your past life lessons. This is one of the major ones, and this is another one. So we have, alright, look at this. Beautiful energy for your past life lessons. So you learned how to perceive miracles. And by that I mean, I think we tend not to see the miracle in, there's many miracles. I mean, I just am 100% believing in miracles, even just like the rainbows. I know, you can try, you can probably have a scientific explanation for a lot of things, but there's a magic and there's miracles for me in a lot of nature and just in a lot of things that happen in life. So I think in your past life, you learned about all that. You learned to really perceive the miracles, and it kind of made your life a lot, so I wouldn't say exciting, but it also just made it a lot more profound. Yeah, that's the word I want to say, profound. So it almost seems to me with this perception, it's like you had a bit of a hangman moment. So for part of your life, I guess you didn't really notice all the miracles until something happened that made you to shift that perception. It made you have the hangman moment. So sometime in your life, in your past life, there was a hangman moment that shifted you from what I would say is from seeing the mundane into seeing the magic. And I really love that. So that's a beautiful energy. Group 1. Let's continue on. We have the 5 of Cups. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. We have the 6 of Wands, the Sun, and we have the 5 of Swords. And so I actually want to show you here. Well, this is what I meant by the mundane. We have the 5 of Swords. So 5 of Swords for me, and these are both 5s, which is kind of like you're in the midway point. I almost feel like you're about, to me, the 5 is always you're getting over the hump, right? There's it's like that, right as things are about to shift. And I do like the 6 is there to represent the shift for you. So I think for me, a large part of your earlier life, in your past life, was kind of like having this Five of Cups energy and the Five of Swords energy. And that for me was more like you lived a lot in the past. You not only lived a lot in the past, you actually feel like you had a lot of regrets. And the regrets came from, I think, a lot of the ego. So the Five of Swords is kind of, I would call it the ego card, where you tried to defeat, where you maybe even had a competition, and where you were very successful. And this is the thing here. The Five of Swords is successful, but it's at a cost. Because sometimes it's being driven by the ego. And so I want you to see something here. So this is what I think that was the before the shifting of your perception. And when the shift happened, that's when you actually had true victory with the Six of Wands right there. This comes, I feel like, because the Six of Wands to me is like, it's sort of, yeah, okay, let's just rewind just a bit. So Five of Swords, it's all about ego, but I want to say something. It comes from, I think, a sense of not having enough confidence. So it can be a little sneaky. It can like do whatever it takes to win, because there's not enough confidence that without just by your own merits you will win or you will succeed. So that was before, but the shift happened. The shift of perception happened, and then the Six of Wands comes in, and it tells us that you now have the confidence. You understand. It's almost like you understand that there is like magic and miracles happening, and that you don't have to like lead by the ego, and you don't have to always regret, right? No longer living in the past, but moving forward. And that's the Six of Wands energy, lovely energy. And then not only that, here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, right? You have this. It's almost like I almost feel like for a large quantity of you, it's like you went from, you unlocked your base chakra, your sacral chakra, and then your solar plexus. And this is like, for me, this past life was about unlocking your solar plexus, the sun, the confidence coming through, and then joy, happiness, again, because you shifted your consciousness, and now are allowing the sun, the happiness, the joy, because it's coming not from the ego. And now I want to ask you a question. Is this something that you're still following through on this life currently? Are you more confident, or did you revert a little bit to these past, I guess, thought patterns, habits? I don't know. That's curious. I'm just curious. All right, let's see what other stuff. So transformation, yeah, that's the transformation of how you perceive yourself, and I feel like how you perceive the world. It was a great shift. It really was. You may not even understand how great of a shift it is to go from the mundane to the magic, to go from the ego to a higher self here. Very beautiful past life. We have recognition, yeah. You're recognizing. I feel like you recognize your own power. You also had, I feel like you had a recognition here with your divine masculine, divine feminine. There was a recognition, I feel like, of your yin and yang. Because this is not, because again, look at this. Even though here we have the Six of Wands, which is success. And then you have the Five of Swords, which is also success. It's just at a cost. Success is not a bad thing, right? Wanting success is not a bad thing. That's the thing here. You recognize, I think, your shadow and your light here coming. And so there was a great transformation with the sun. I'm surprised that the moon is not being represented here, because I feel like that was what also came through here. Very beautiful energy. And then we also have alignment. Yeah, you became aligned with who you truly are meant to be. Were meant to be at that time. And I think like also what you were meant to do, I feel like this lifetime as well. And the reason why I was asking you if this was something that followed you through in this life, it's just because I want to see if it hasn't. I feel like then your spirit is being called for you to awaken again. That's what I wanted to do. So I think it's like aligning to your higher self. This is what your past life was about. Let's see what you surrendered in your past life. Oh my I love Spirit. Okay, so this is what you have surrendered in your past lifetime. So surrender low self-esteem, and that's, we can see this right there. So you deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem, and that's what you were. That was the shift. That was your perception, and then that seeing the miracles. And the resentment here is that 5 of Cups energy. Holding on to resentment only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings, and I think not only others, but I have to say, try to forgive yourself for your own shortcomings, or as what you perceive as shortcomings, and keep moving forward towards positive situation in your life. And you did. I really feel like that's something that happened to you. You really totally did. So kudos, congratulations. All right, let's see. What light work were you working towards your past life? So here is Mintakan, and that's longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Maybe that was, you got lost in the Maya a little bit, my friend, but you kind of came back home. You belonged to yourself, and you started to see the miracles in life and the magic in life. Very beautiful reading. I really am very excited to be doing this collaboration. So if you haven't checked out, please check out all these other readers. I'm going to read them. Muima, Divine Starseed, Celeste, Simone, Tarot, Fairy Tales and Cocktails, Cosmic Empress 333, Carmen Alexa, Your Intuitive Bestie, and V Love and Tarot. And all the information is in the description down below. Go check out their readings. See what you like. I like to grab all the different pieces, see what resonates, and then create a whole big in-depth reading. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for letting me read your cards. I feel completely honored that I get to do this. Thank you for sharing your time. Thank you for sharing your energy, and of course sharing your journey with me. Please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. It just helps the channel grow, and I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. Until I see you in the next one. Bye-bye, my dear friends. Hello, Group 2. Thank you so much for being here. Just so you know, this is part of a collaboration I have like other readers. So Muima, Divine Starseed, Celeste, Simone, Tarot, Fairy Tales and Cocktails, myself, Cosmic Empress 333, Carmen Alexa, Your Intuitive Bestie, and V Love and Tarot. And all of this information is in the description down below. So just take what resonates from my reading, and then take what resonates from their reading, and create yourself a full in-depth reading. I like this. So I love this, that you chose freedom. So this is the kind of overall energy for your past life. This is what for your past life lesson. So it's all about freedom. And what I want to see is that the freedom for you is that you don't have to conform to everybody else. I feel like it's understanding your own uniqueness and finding the joy in that. I almost feel like, for some of you, it's almost like it was actually quite hard. It actually feels like for you to actually stand out, and I feel like stand and move away from what other people perceived you needed to do and be, was very hard for you. But it really was, it really gave you joy. It also feels like you finally took off. And I feel like for some of you, this is very much a creative endeavor, sort of like you were doing, and I want you to know that it wasn't actually like, it was, to me, like, it feels like a journey. It wasn't like something like you just kind of all of a sudden were like, oh, I'm not going to do what everybody else wants me to do. It took a lot of work from you. It took a lot of work, but you did it. And I feel like you saw it, and you and I feel like you excelled at whatever it is that this like drew you, because it feels like there was, a life path, but it's also career based for me as well. So there's a sense of freedom. I feel like there was like a status quo job into something creative is what I'm seeing for your past life. Let's see what other, okay, that makes a lot of sense actually, the 5 of Wands, okay. We have the 6 of Swords, 4 of Swords, and then we have the Star. Lovely. I love this energy. This, I don't know why it feels to me like it was, like a big concern of yours was career. I don't know why that seems like that is, but it just seems like that was like a major thing for you in your past life, where you felt like you had to kind of follow, like, I really want to say like a status quo 9-to-5 job, and it probably was competitive just because of the Five of Wands energy here. So probably you felt like you had to climb that ladder, be on the hamster wheel kind of energy. But there was a shift here. And for some of you, this is going to sound weird, but I feel like this came about through many different reasons. But I feel like for some of you, it was a sickness or some sort of like something to do with your health or the health of a loved one that actually caused the shift. You saw that this was not a healthy environment, and in a healthy environment, this was not like, it was like, I feel like you were burning your candle on both ends. It was not something that was pleasant. You had to like struggle. It was a lot of struggle with others trying to compete. With this job or whatever it is that it was, maybe career, but it feels like there was a lot of struggle that it caused you to finally like it was either the health of yourself or the health of somebody else, sort of kind of put the brakes on that, made you rethink this whole concept, and it made you actually step away from it. And then you moved away from this filled like competitive and like, I would say toxic environment into something better. And here we have the healing, the star. I'm like going into really details. I'm trying not to like be as detailed, but I feel like then here you have the star. And for me, it's like for some of you, definitely star seeds, but for others, I just feel like it's a sense of you sort of came into your healing powers. It's weird. I'm like, why am I so specific? But I really feel like that is something that you've decided instead. I do feel like it's creative, but it was more like you decided to use your healing powers, and that actually brought you a lot of joy because you actually liked helping others. You didn't like this toxic environment. You wanted to help others. You wanted to work with others instead of having this like constant bickering, I would say, or like competition, or like it was very uncomfortable. And so you kind of had to get out of that, whatever it is that everybody else was going that path. You decided to go on a different path. For some of you, I feel like some Reiki practitioners. For others, maybe mediums. It was like there was some sort of healing. For others, actually like what do you call it? Art therapist, like some sort of therapy where you help people, like a lot of healing. For some of you, maybe masseuses. There's just like healing and water a lot there. And so this is like a very beautiful energy coming through. And I do want to ask, I'm asking actually every pile, do you feel like that you actually learned the lessons? Like, are you in this more state of the star, or have you have some of this like Five of Wands energy slip past? I'm just curious about this. just for my own knowledge, I guess. But let's continue on here. And so we have at the crossroads yet. And so you were at the crossroads here. Do you continue with this? Do you continue at that? And so this actually, this crossroads is sort of reminding me a lot of the Two of Wands energy. You could have stuck it out and you could have stayed at this, in this situation, but you chose a completely different path for yourself. And it was, so it's sort of like the path less traveled, I guess is what I'm seeing here. And the thing is here, not only did you have joy, but you thrived in this healing energy, in this, as you were as the star. We have codependency. Oh, yes, I do like that, right? Because that's actually bringing up a good point. So, because I said that it wasn't something, this didn't happen overnight. This was an actual, I can see a journey. I can feel the journey of having wanting everybody to there was a codependency of wanting others to acknowledge you, you wanted everybody else's acknowledgement, and it took a lot for you to actually go on your own path to choose that freedom for yourself. So I have to say That's a pretty strong lesson that you learned. And let's see what other stuff you have. So heart chakra, yeah. And I love that because I think that is when you listen to your heart. That's and like that was the difference. You opened up. It's interesting because group 1 is more about opening the solar plexus, and you are opening about your heart chakra. It is not even opening it up so much as it is was listening to it. Your heart led you to the star. It didn't want you to stay in this 5 of Wands energy. It wanted you to be healing. You were meant to be more than you were being at that point in time. And I love this because it's just like boom. And when you open that chakra, when you connected to your true calling, that's when the abundance came, and that's an important thing there. That's when you actually had true success as well. And it was when you actually had true freedom as well. All right, let's see what did you surrender? Like what did you surrender the last past lessons? Like what past? Yeah, I guess like what did you learn to surrender? I'm like trying to phrase this right. So like okay. Yeah, that's 100%. And let's see what and I kind of feel like this one here. So I love this because surrender comparison with other people. So keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strength, attractiveness, and power. So there was a lot. Like I said, it was really hard for you because I feel like you really were dependent on others to give you that self-worth. So I do like this that you actually did that and then surrender to success. You're ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficult. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. And that's what you did too here. But only after you listened to your heart. Only after you said, okay, I'm going to do my own thing. And I almost feel like you chose to look after your own joy and to move forward and to, like make that a priority. Instead of like... And joy coming from your heart, though it's not the ego joy, but the actual joy. I hope that makes sense. Let's see actually what light lesson did you have? Yeah, look at this. Look at that. You moved on to, even you gained, leveled up last lifetime here. The age of light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. And so instead of like having that competition, look at that, I love this, with others, instead of trying to like be like everybody else, you finally understood your own, like you finally understood that you were a star there. Again, for me, it feels like a lot of star seeds here. And then this one is also, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And you didn't, you stopped doing that. You had a trouble, but there was the growth here. So lots of beautiful energy here. Congratulations, group 2. That was a very strong past life lessons. I love individuality, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. Please do check out all the other readings. Take what resonates from my reading, take what resonates from their reading, and then have a nice and in-depth reading. And so who's participating is Marima, Divine Starseed, Celeste, Simone, Tarot, Fairy Tales and Cocktails, myself, Cosmic Empress 333, Carmen Alexa, your intuitive bestie, and Be Love and Tarot. So thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing your energy, sharing your time, and of course sharing your journey with me. Thank you for letting me read your cards. Until I see you in the next one. Bye-bye, my dear friends. So group 3, oh my goodness, this is all about your energy. So here is the energy for your past lifetime lesson. So this is the overall energy here. So we have relaxation, and the frog, which is all about cleaning house, releasing emotional baggage. Whew. So what I'm hearing here is that I want to say like you're a bit of a, I'm going to say perfectionist and a little bit of a workaholic. And you tended to, but then at the same time, I feel like you had two extremes. Okay, so this is the energy of kind of extremes too, of like also procrastinating a little bit and being a bit of a daydreamer here. So I feel like you went between these two energies. So I feel like you learned how to release. That makes sense. Like a little bit of like the death card, but in the releasing aspect. And then also allowing this like not trying to control things anymore, just releasing that need to control. Not saying you're controlling, but that was like something that you had. I also feel like you also tended to be like hold on to things, because it is saying like releasing emotional baggage. I can talk. So you might just be somebody who held on. I feel like a little bit holding on too tight to people and to situations and to control a little bit. But look at this. We actually cleared that up. I do love this. For some of you, maybe you are interested in shaman work. That might be something. Oh, and maybe you're avid readers, which is beautiful. I love those Two of Swords. We have Two of Swords, the moon. Okay. The Magician energy. Love it, love it. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, look at this. All right, so here we have. This actually kind of reminds me of that. I do feel like for a lot of you have like a Pisces or water energy, just that relaxation is very dreamy to me. With the Knight of Cups, I feel like you are definitely like a romantic, like a hopeless romantic. You just, oh my goodness, you just love romance. Maybe to a point where it's a little too intense, because I do feel that the moon is beautiful, and I love, and here you have that moon there. But I feel like either you were a bit too much of a dreamer, like very much a dreamer here. But you needed a little grounding, and I'm glad the frog was there, because it feels like there was a grounding there as well. You did actually, with this emotion, I feel like one of the big things I'm seeing here is that your past life lesson was more about love. Like I think love was the priority in your past life. And so you had a lot of like you kind of went in and I almost feel like you had a lot of relationships, or not specific, but it really just feels like a lot, like you're really looking for that perfect connection, perfect, like just everything. But I have to say that for me, it seems like you were expecting a little bit too much from others. It was too much a dream, needed to be grounded a little bit. I do see here that the Two of Swords, you had trouble making decisions. And I feel like, I don't know why, the moon energy is definitely about releasing some of emotional baggage and releasing emotions, but it also feels like there's a sense of like you had so many dreams. I don't know why it just keeps calling me. They had so many dreams, so many wants and everything, that you had a hard time choosing. Even here, like I feel like you had a hard time choosing love, and you had a hard time choosing career, passion, what to move forward with. But, and here's the thing though, you had the ability, the Magician energy, you had the ability to manifest. You had a lot of manifestation in you. I almost feel like people were a bit jealous, because you they felt like you didn't work hard at anything, and then, but just things just came to you naturally, like you were naturally lucky. But I don't actually feel that that's true. I think you just sort of like, how do I say it? You daydreamed it into reality. And I feel like you kind of believed in things. Like there's a sense of hopefulness here that is quite beautiful. So I feel like you had a lot of things going for you, but you did have this like Two of Swords. Sometimes you would block yourself with indecision. But overall, very strong energy here. And sometimes you were overwhelmed by your emotions. I really do feel like that is. So for some of you, I almost feel like you kind of went deep within yourself, like you had a hermit mode in, because there was just overwhelming emotions. And that's also the relaxation. So let's see, preferences. Yeah. So you see, you had trouble, like you had to distinguish. Maybe you were just really open to a lot of different things, and you had to like narrow down your preferences. We also have, yes, you actually, I do feel like that you needed to learn how to take opportunities, but I just feel like life gave you a lot of opportunities. But I feel like it's because of the way you looked at life. It's sort of like, I know that most people would be like, you're supposed to work really hard, and there was a need for grounding here, and I think you did kind of get that with that frog. But overall, your energy is just like creative, and you're just like dreaming up of things, and you kind of do it little by little, and you just let your heart lead in many ways. But there was a need for this preference. Let's see what other things. And grabbing opportunities. I love that stuff. And then you have stress and negativity. And now this is interesting because, okay, for some of you, maybe sometimes you held on a little too tight to those opportunities. And I do feel like there is that sense of like, you did sort of want to have a little bit of control. I like I said, it's a weird energy because I feel like you had, and I see why you have that Two of Swords, because you had the two types of energy. You had this dreamy like quality, very much like, oh my goodness, you daydream and you kind of like, and could consider a little procrastination. But then you had this other aspect of yourself, which is like kind of like a go-getter and like manifesting and having like this good luck, and you came up with these ideas and you just kind of made it happen. And you held on to opportunities, you created opportunities for yourself. So you had these two different aspects to yourself, but I kind of feel like you merged them into one very nice aspect. Now with this stress and negativity, I'm going to say, I think you mastered the stress and negativity. I don't think it actually held on to you. I feel like you kind of like went around it. I feel like that was another something that a past life lesson right there. That stress and negativity, you learn how to handle it yourself. And now a question that I'm going to say is like, do you feel that this is still true for you? Like, are you still that creative, kind of almost free spirit energy, or like, are you still holding on to these patterns, or are you like, is it something else? I'm just curious. This is almost for my own information more than anything else. Let's see what you surrendered in your past life. Let's surrender. Let's surrender. What did you surrender? What did the collective group surrender in the past life? Okay, so maybe you did have negative thinking, and then surrender your belief. Yeah, I feel like that. You were quite abundant. So you've surrendered your negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, they say, thank you for sharing, and quickly refocus on your positive affirmation. So maybe I really feel like that's important. And you notice that you can control yourself. Like, this is negativity. But I really feel like you mastered this. And then we have surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open up to infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. And like I said, I feel like you did succeed a lot. You had this magician energy full on. And so I do feel like you did master that a lot. So that I'm very, congratulations. Let's see what your higher self was kind of like teaching you about. Look at that. Oh, look at this. You're birthing a new age. So birthing new creations, dreaming a new world. And again, it's like there's a sense of very much you dreaming. And there is a sense of you creating, but you have a lot of creative energy. But dreaming is a big, strong aspect. And so that is important. And here we go. We have answer your call. What is your soul calling to you? And I think you did answer your call too. I feel like you, and I think you're still in the process. And that's why I was asking if you feel like there's still like echoes of this, or if you're moved on to a whole new area. So I hope you like this reading. It's very fun to do. If you did like this reading, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. This helps the channel grow. And please check out all the other readers. Take what resonates from mine, take what resonates from theirs, and have yourself an in-depth reading. So those who I'm collaborating with are Marina, Divine, Starseed, Celeste, Simone, Tarot, Fairy Tales and Cocktails, Cosmic, Empress 333, Carmen, Alexi, Your Intuitive Bestie, and V Love and Tarot. Yay! Alright, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your time. Thank you for sharing your energy, and of course sharing your journey with me. I feel humbled and honored that I got to read your cards. Until I see you in the next one, bye-bye, my dear friends. Hello, my dear friends, and welcome, group 4. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. So these are the overall energies for you. For your past life lessons bonus, 3 cards. We had thriving. You will learn how to thrive. You were dream and journey. And then you also had the truth. I feel like this is an important aspect here. You discovered the truth of your dream and journey, which I think is important. And it led you to be able to thrive. There's a thunderstorm happening, so excuse that. And I love that it sounds like a drum. For some of you, actually, were studying shaman or maybe even Celtic, but I feel like more shaman energy. So I feel like this thriving is that regardless of what happened, you understood that everything would be okay. So with this dream and journey with the drum, I also feel like you had like an awakening, maybe past life, and it was sort of like understanding your dreams. I almost feel like you had a bit of like capability of like having dream quest, vision quest kind of energy. I don't know why, but I feel like you connected a lot to your intuition and to your abilities. I feel like that the truth comes from bridging. You've maybe bridged different beliefs coming through here. But overall, you understood that you could thrive. Regardless of what happened in the world, you could thrive. And that's actually quite a beautiful energy. Here we have Temperance. We have the 9 of Cups. Yeah. The Hangman energy. And then the Queen of Pentacles. Look at that. Very beautiful. This Hangman energy is really actually, I feel like this finding out the truth. It's almost like, it's like, to me, the truth is the bridging of like your dreams, and even like dreams and reality. It's sort of like you were able to see, I always love the Hangman because you were able to see what other people couldn't see, the opportunities that other people couldn't see. And then so it brought a lot of like wish fulfillment. I almost feel like you were quite abundant. You were quite lucky, actually, I would say, because you saw the possibilities in like, I would say, in the chaos, in the storm. You were able to see, oh, there's a potential for something. You also had I think not originally, but you've learned to have patience. And again, allow the ebb and flow of life. I feel like there was a lot of truth. Like, I really do feel like there was an awakening here. The Queen of Pentacles lets me know that you connected to that abundance. Yeah. And again, it's like, that's the Queen, that you went through a lot here. And you also feel like you went from the Hangman to the Temperance. So there was a lot of inner growth for this. You did learn how to thrive, and that is for me as well as like this 9 of Cups, but it's also the Queen of Pentacles, that thriving. Regardless of what happened, like I said, there was the ebb and flow of life. You understood that there is an ebb and flow, and you were okay with it. You understood that sometimes things, like there was an expansion period and then there was a contraction period, and you learned how to navigate both. Very strong, beautiful, reading here, because I feel like there was a sort of a sense of an awakening, and really awakening to your powers. I also feel like some of you used your visions to also succeed. That's why you were also considered lucky by many. Queen of Pentacles, very giving, very nurturing. That was also part of how you received, because you were always giving, you were always receiving as well. Very, very cool. I like this. Okay, so we have Purity, we have Alchemy, and then actually we'll do this one, I guess, Ancestral Healing. Okay, so then you dealt with some ancestral healing, which I feel like it was with scarcity. You saw the light. Again, it's like this Hangman energy where this is the light, this is the enlightenment that comes from here. So anything, and you actually saw the truth in the situation. So any previous, and then for some of you, I'm sorry, I'm just going on. For some of you actually had also dreams of like, that give you that healing energy here. You did heal a lot of this. What is I going to say? So Alchemy. For some of you, it feels like the alchemy of, like I really feel like you were able to be the fisherman, if you will, that like knows that after a storm there's going to be a like potential for them, like if you can survive the storm, right, if you can even thrive in the storm, then you're gonna like really make out really well. And I feel like that's sort of you, the alchemy. I just feel like you used your intuition, your way of perceiving things differently, and you were really successful with it. This purity means to me more like purifying. You purified, and it almost feels like not just purity, but like a blank beginning, always like a blank slate. You looked at things through a blank slate instead of like having preconceived notions, and that's sort of part of your hangman energy, that thriving, seeing the truth. You understood that everything was sort of like there was, I want to say a beginning, but it's always like if you go into a situation without any preconceived notions, you're able to perceive a lot more than if you already come with a predetermined I would say outcome. So I feel like that was a very beautiful thing that you learned. I really liked this. I'm sorry, this was like, I could go on talking. I do also really feel like you connected really well to your intuition and your gifts. I really think that that's part of the alchemy. An alchemist, maybe. All right, let's see what you learned to surrender in your past life. What did you learn to surrender in your past life? What did you learn? What did the collective assist? I'm gonna actually do this one because sort of, I'm gonna just do this, sorry. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it here. Okay, this one also wanted to come in. Okay. So surrender to denial is a strong one here. So accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. And that's again seeing the truth. I actually want to say, like, accept people and situations exactly as they are. I am actually thinking in that sense, and that's what I'm saying of like that like the purity there. It's the blank slate. You can accept them without, because you didn't have any preconceived notions. And then there's something else here we see. Surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature, replenishing yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. And that was the hangman energy again, and also that temperance. It's sort of like you understood, you accepted things. You didn't try to like, I feel like you let go of control. That's what I'm seeing here. A big strong here, and then we have stop comparing yourself. So keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strength, attractiveness, and power. You learned how to thrive wherever you were. That's what you did. And I like this, that this is sort of white too. Even though there's a blindfold there, it's just like, it seems to me that there's just this sense of you looked at things in a very different perspective because you weren't actually trying to, you were trying to see them, I almost want to say objectively, without anything, just blank slate. I like that a lot. Let's see what your higher being or higher self is trying to teach, and see what you're learning. Okay. We have this. We have the Sisterhood of the Rose. Beauty, devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. That could be definitely you with this Queen of. So maybe learning, maybe a mystic. I could see that. The truth was important to you. And again, this dream and vision is very important as well. So that could be. Also, share your voice, come out of the cave. Persecution, expression. I feel like it's more like you, I want to say the cave was the I want to say the illusion. Yeah, I feel like you found yourself more, and you really do thrive or did thrive in the chaos, and I really like that too. So we have Council of Life, Divine Orchestration, Helper in the celestial realms, and you are always guarded, and maybe you've been connected to these. I really feel like very much a spiritual person, spiritual class here, if you will. I hope you liked this reading. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to go check out all the other readers. Remember, just take what resonates from my reading, take what resonates from theirs, and have yourself an in-depth reading. And the readers participating are Marima, Divine Starseed, Celeste Moon Tarot, Fairy Tales and Cocktails, myself, Cosmic Empress 333, Carmen Alexa, your intuitive bestie, and Be Love and Tarot. Thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for sharing your time and sharing just your beautiful energy. Until I see you in the next one. Bye-bye, my dear friends.